What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cafe and Views Season 4, where we went to Studio City. Today we went to Philz Coffee and we got ourselves the iced Mojito Mint. Let's talk about the actual coffee shop. It's on a really busy Ventura road, so you're definitely not gonna miss it. But on this road, there are tons and tons of coffee shops. So Philz Coffee does a good job at sticking out, because immediately when I walked past it, I knew where I was. So like the colorful aesthetic to it, and then there's also tables outside that you could sit at, tables inside that you could sit at. So overall, it's a welcoming experience. They want you to stay there. They want you to enjoy your coffee when you're there, as opposed to just a grab and go. Because of that, it makes the whole experience more memorable. Sticking around, enjoying your coffee, and just seeing the sights and aesthetics of Studio City and Philz Coffee Shop. Their menu is also pretty extensive. They have their own signature blends. So the iced mint mojito was on that menu, but they also serve just the typical coffees. Philz Coffee Shop is more so for the in crowd of today's society, as opposed to that traditional coffee shop. It's tailored more to the out of the box type of coffees, not your traditional cappuccinos, macchiatos, or just normal coffees like that. They want to expand from that and be a little bit more creative. They also have regular drink options. They have a lot of snack options as well. If you want to buy your own coffee, they also serve it in bean form. Overall, the aesthetic of the shop is really pleasing. It's really welcoming. You want to stay and stick around and enjoy your coffee when you're there, socialize, and just enjoy the atmosphere, especially when it's nice out like today. For the overall shop, I'm gonna give this about a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about acidity. Before I even take a sip of this coffee, because it's an iced mojito, I immediately think that it's gonna be a really sweet type of coffee. It's not gonna hold back in terms of sweetness. To me, I feel like there's not gonna be any sour notes in it. Let's take the first sip. Like I said, it's pretty sweet. It's not over the top sweet like a Starbucks drink. I still haven't encountered a drink that's that sweet, where the caramel and the sugar of the caramel is actually really prominent, and it takes away from the actual taste of the caramel drink. For this, the sweetness enhances the mojito taste in a positive way. So I'm getting more so of a blueberry type of note to this. I'm not getting any citrus or any of those sour notes. This is predominantly a sweet note-based type of coffee. This is the first time that I gave sharpness to a coffee. It's sharpness because of that mojito taste. Because in alcoholic drinks, mojito is one of my favorites. So this is definitely why I picked up this option, but it's given that sharp mojito taste that you would get in a typical alcoholic mojito, but it's also mellow because all the aspects of the mojito drink kind of well round each other to create that almost identical mojito taste. It's really pleasing in your mouth. It's providing a nice ingredient sensation. It's not acidic at all. I'm not getting any lip puckering or any small sour notes. For acidity, I'm gonna put this at about a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about aroma. The only thing that I'm really getting from this coffee in terms of aroma is the mint leaves. I'm not getting any of that sweet mojito smell to it. It's just predominantly that green mint that's kind of overpowering everything else, but it's so subtle that you're not really getting much aroma. The mint in this coffee smells exactly like if you were to find a mint out in the wild. I really wish that the aroma was a little bit more enhanced, that it kind of packed a little bit more of a punch. It's just a one-dimensional aroma. I'm not getting any of the ingredients that went into it. I'm not getting any of the milk, the coffee. It's just a dull smell with a hint of mint to it. The aroma is not really bringing me to any kind of experiences. It's kind of less dull than a typical mojito drink that you would make at the bar. You get more of a stronger mojito smell from that than you do from this. But you do have to really lean into this coffee to get any sort of that mint smell. You're not gonna get it predominantly from this far away. Maybe if the coffee was hot, the mint would actually be more prominent. But since it's an iced coffee, the mint is really dulled down. For aroma, I'm gonna put this at about a 2 out of 5. Next up is gonna be flavor. This is where the coffee really shines. The flavor is super prominent. It's super rich and full and packs a huge blast in your mouth. Instead of getting the mint from the aroma, you're getting the actual huge mint taste in the flavor. You're getting that rich thickness from the milk. You're getting that nice calmness from the coffee. And then you're getting that real punch from the mint. And then the sugar is just all wrapping everything around together, provide that real mojito flavor to it. I'm getting a lot of those individual ingredients that went into it. Everything is kind of, is at a 25%. The milk's 25, the mint's 25, the taste of the sugar sugar is 25, and then the coffee is also 25. So it's all providing that 100% real rich taste of a mojito. Not trying to be biased, but this is one of the better flavors that I've had in probably all 3 seasons. So it's really packing that huge burst of flavor in this small amount of cup. I got the small, so you're not getting that much coffee in it, but it's packing such a huge punch, even with the ice and with the water to kind of dilute it. It's still packing that huge punch. For flavor, I'm gonna put this at about a 4.5 out of 5. Next up is gonna be body. The consistency of this coffee is more of a water-like feel. Because it's water, it makes you think of the actual mint mojitos that you would get at a bar. If this was more foamy, it wouldn't kind of paint the same picture. So this coffee having the water consistency is kind of mimicking it almost to the T, but it does coat your tongue. It is providing a nice mouth feel, and it is staying on the tongue for a long period of time. And then even the mint leaves inside the coffee provide a nice texture on your tongue. If you happen to get any of those mints in your mouth when you're drinking the coffee, the flavor is gonna get enhanced even more. And then the texture from the leaves on your tongue is gonna enhance the flavor and other aspects to another degree. Immediately when this coffee hits your mouth, you're instantly brought to a type of area that you're relaxing, maybe at the beach or in a cabana with your feet in the sand. This coffee puts you in that kind of a mood. So the body in your mouth, it enhances your sensations in your head and automatically puts you in that kind of experience. And it's definitely a wet sensation. It doesn't dry out your mouth in any way. It provides that nice coating and sticks around for a long time, so your mouth is wet for seconds and maybe even minutes afterwards. For body, I'm gonna put this at a 4 out of 5. Next up, we're gonna be talking about sweetness. Again, the term sweetness and mojito go hand in hand. When you think of a mojito, you're automatically gonna think that it's sweet, like I thought even before taking a sip of this coffee. And it really holds true from the beginning to the end. The sweetness is there. The sweetness doesn't get dulled down or get increased. It stays consistent, and it is more on the sweeter side than I would like. But because it's a mojito, and because mojitos are typically really sweet, I'm gonna give it a pass and really enjoy this coffee for the sweetness that it is and for the flavor that it packs. There are no sour sensations. Even when you get the foam in your mouth from the coffee, you're not getting any less sweetness. Even the foam is sweet, the mints are sweet. Everything provides a nice sweet feeling. For sweetness, I'm gonna put this at a 4 out of 5. Next up is gonna be aftertaste. Like with body, this provides a nice mouth feel from the moment it goes into your mouth, and you get that nice, real prominent flavor. You get the same kick in your mouth even when it goes down your throat, and then afterwards, the feeling of maybe 15 seconds afterwards, you're still getting that sensation, just a little bit more toned down because obviously the coffee's not there. But the aftertaste is real enjoyable. It's real pleasant. A lot of coffees, when they don't have ingredients in it, it provides a sour feeling, and it just leaves off a typical coffee aftertaste that is really forgettable. For this coffee, it's definitely not forgettable. You're gonna remember the aftertaste for many coffees after this one. You get that real foamy milkiness that gets added to the mojito taste. Having the rich foamy texture and consistency and mouthfeel adds to the overall aftertaste, and it enhances the flavor because it goes down your throat. And the foamy taste, when it goes down your throat, it's easier and more pleasing, as if a sharp or a dull flavor went down your throat. This is more memorable because of that nice foaminess. The more foamy it is, the better it tastes, the better texture you're getting. For aftertaste, I'm gonna put this at a 4.5 out of 5. Next up, we're gonna be talking about balance. So this coffee is pretty balanced. I wouldn't put it over the top because of that sweetness, but the ingredients do combine together throughout the whole experience to provide a nice process. So you get that foaminess from the coffee and the milk, you're getting that nice flavor from the mojito, and then you're getting the sweetness from the sugar that went into it. So they all provide a nice cohesive coffee, but the sweetness just peaks out ever so slightly and just provides a little bit of an uneven feeling to it. But everything else besides the sweetness is real balanced and real rounded. So this coffee is not gonna get any points taken off for that, but just remember that it's more sweet than your typical coffee, and it might throw you off if you're not into that mojito sweetness. For balance, I'm gonna put this at about a 3 out of 5. Let's talk about complexity. The coffee shop, it looks real complex. The outside looks real welcoming, and then when you go inside, there's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of seating and a lot of things to look at while you're ordering your coffee or while you're waiting for your coffee to come out. And then also with the coffee cup, the branding, it's real nice. It's a nice coffee cup that's paper as opposed to plastic. And then the branding is also there, which I really like. I like when coffees brand their coffee cups and their coffees to make it a little bit more memorable. And then also with the mint added to it. I haven't had any coffees or options that really put the Mojito on the menu and made it into a coffee. They definitely are doing a good job at making coffees more complex and more out there, so people are more willing to try coffees like that as opposed to getting just a traditional cappuccino, macchiato, the same flavor but just done different based on the coffee shop. And then the mint also enhances the complexity. You get it all throughout your coffee, so when you get a slight breeze in the air, it puts you at that beach, you're drinking mojitos with the mint, so it just provides an overall complex experience and a complex point of view and complex thoughts that you have. For complexity, I'm gonna put this at about a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about forgiveness. None of the aspects in this coffee are gonna get forgiven because they all are where they should be. For sweetness, it got a little bit of points taken off because it was a little bit too sweet for my liking in terms of a coffee taste, but flavor was spot on. It was a really great flavor and the sweetness really added to the overall nice flavor. But when you look at it in a coffee perspective, you gotta take some points off when it's too sweet, because then it starts messing with the flavor in a little bit. For forgiveness, I'm gonna put this at about a 3.5 out of 5. Lastly, we're gonna be talking about versatility. I'm gonna say this coffee is versatile. I'm gonna go against my normal thoughts of versatility and say that this coffee is versatile even though it's complex, because it brings you to that nice overall experience and it puts you at the beach and it just puts you in a different location, or even if you just wanna be in the same location, it enhances your mood. So when it's sunny, when it's a little bit windy, it provides that overall nice experience as if you're just kicking back and enjoying mojito. I wouldn't say to grab this coffee in the morning when you're just trying to wake up, because this coffee deserves to be enjoyed during the afternoon or in the later afternoon towards the evening, because it puts you into that relaxing mood. So when you finish work or you finish doing anything extensive, you grab this coffee, you relax, enjoy yourself, and just overall enhance your mood. For versatility, I'm gonna put this at about a 4 out of 5. All in all, the iced mint mojito from Philz Coffee got a 37.5 out of 50, or about a 75% out of 100. Thank you so much for watching Cafe and Views, where we went to Philz Coffee and we got their iced mint mojito. Peace.